In this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between your soulmate, your twin flame, and your divine counterpart. This is information from Spirit, and it may not be in line with anything that you've heard. So, here we have our twin flame. You see the flames I drew on the end? Why is that? Well, a lot of times you get burned with the twin flame. We'll talk about that some more in a little bit. Then we got soulmates. Now, going back to the twin flame is usually the other part of your soul, and you both came here and you run into each other, and do the sparks ever fly? A soulmate can be anyone that's a source of learning for you. It can be a family member. It can be a lover. But it's never really smooth. There's a lot of learning going on, usually. Now, divine counterpart. That's what you want. That's someone whose sole purpose is to support you and adore you. But I'm going to get to that in a moment. I've been doing work with folks who have been rejected by their twin flame. And I've discovered there's a few things going on with the twin flame. One of the things is that there are runners. You know, one day I'm going to learn how to do this better. They're runners and they're chasers. You know which one you are. Usually the intensity is so strong that one of you wants it and can deal with it, and the other of you runs away. Now, I believe that the main purpose of the twin flame, when they get together, is to awaken codes within each other. Often you're profoundly changed after an encounter with your twin flame. Now, there's also this thing of very strong magnetics. As a matter of fact, the magnetics are so strong, you feel helpless. I'm going to tell you a story of a friend of mine. Let's call him Hank. He was in his early 50s, and he met his twin flame, who was in her 20s. And he was so magnetized by her, and she would run up to him and get some loving and run away, run up. This went on for 5 years. 5 years. In that 5 years, he lost his business. He could think of nothing but her. He was consumed by her. Every time she called, he ran to be at her side. And finally, after 5 years of the most intense roller coaster ride anyone's ever been on, he finally realized it's not going to work out in this lifetime. And besides, she married somebody else and she was pregnant within the first month, and that kind of throws a big damper on it. So, we're still talking about the twin flame. When they reject you, honey, it hurts like hell. You know why? It's like being rejected by the other part of yourself. There's no pain like. Now, here's what the teaching that I'm seeing all over the internet is. As a matter of fact, folks are getting mad at me because I'm teaching like, oh, this hurts. How long does this have to go on? More than 5 years? Do I have to hold space forever? What's the teaching? Wait. Hold space. You're the other part of their soul. It's your job to hold space for them. Just wait, honey, honey, honey. Maybe they'll come around. Well, if you're in that situation and you feel like there's hope, then please hang on and you follow your heart. If your heart is really telling you, yes, I need to hold space for my twin flame, then do it. I'm talking about people who are ready to do what? Move past the pain. past the pain. So how do you move past the pain? Well, like my darling friend Hank, he just had to realize, you know what? Perhaps not in this lifetime. Yeah, when we get back to the other side, we'll be united. But perhaps not in this lifetime. Now, let's use my friend Hank for an example. Is it possible that on down the road, she'll get tired of her husband and she will have learned a whole lot and she'll come back to him? It is possible. And if he wants to wait another 5, 10, 20 years, oh wait, he's 50. Anyway, what I'm saying is if you really want to wait and spend your life waiting and holding space for your twin flame, if that's what you feel in your heart of hearts, then by all means do it. What's the lesson I've seen over and over again, and even Hank and I discussed this? Here's the lesson. Ready? Don't you love these flashcards? Value your own soul. Value the part that you're living in. Because what happens is that we're so crazy about them. And believe me, I'll tell you a little bit of my story in a minute. We're so attracted to them. The magnetics are so crazy off the charts. The sex is, woo, good. That we just want to hang on. We just want to hang on. It's so hard to let go. It's so hard to think, surely I'm supposed to be with this person. And maybe you are. Maybe you are. So I know in my case, when I met my twin flame and I was in his arms, I never felt like anything. I'm 62. When I met him, I was 61, I guess. And I've never felt like anything like that in my entire life. I did not want to leave his arms. It was a sensation of, wow, I'm finally at home. And of course, he felt the same way, and yet it's too intense. It's too much. He ran away, and I'm sorry and embarrassed. And you know what? You feel kind of ashamed when you chase after them and they don't want you. I mean, I'm a spiritual teacher with students all over the world, and I'm admitting this right now to probably thousands of people. I felt ashamed that I was rejected by the other part of my soul, and I felt ashamed that I was still so attracted. I just kept making excuses, and you know what? I almost stalked him. I stopped myself. I wanted to drive by his house. I wanted to drive by where he worked. Somehow, I didn't do it. However, I did call and text a few times after he rejected me. And, ooh, you don't even want to know what happened, how I got rejected after that. So, what can you do? Well, if you want to keep holding space, stop watching this video. Because what I'm going to tell you is not going to help you. However, if you want to move past the pain, it's not enough to just move past the pain. You bless them. And you know when you'll be with them? On the other side. Or possibly later in this lifetime. Do you want to put your life on hold till then? So, what's next? What's next? DC. What does that stand for? This is what you want. Divine counterpart. It's not enough to just say, okay, I give up, I'm moving past the pain. First of all, you need some help to move past the pain. You need probably some energy therapy. And second of all, move past the pain, and then what? You've been in a place where your soul that you're carrying has been freaking rejected. You have been dishonored, my friend. And there is someone, the divine counterpart, who is ready to accept you just like you are, just where you are, and they will not run away from you. Now, why haven't you attracted them until now? Well, possibly it just wasn't time. One of the things I believe the twin flame can do for us is help us move to the place where we are ready to be appreciated. My goodness gracious, when you get with your divine counterpart and you're appreciated, loved, and adored, do you think you're going to be grateful for that? Do you think you're going to have contrast? You're going to contrast that with how it feels to be rejected, and you're going to be in heaven. So, you're saying to yourself, well, what if I don't have a divine counterpart? Well, if you don't have one, but you're evolved enough to still be watching this video, then we'll just take a little journey to the other side, and we'll create a contract to have you one. There'll be applicants stepping up to the plate to be your divine counterpart. Now, here's what I propose. I'm having a teleclass soon, and this teleclass is going to give you all the foundation that you need to move past the pain and all the supernatural metaphysical techniques to call in your divine counterpart. If you're ready to be loved and adored, and if you're ready to do the work, calling in your divine counterpart, yeah, once you get them, it's easy because they're going to want ya. However, you might have to do some releasing of that old twin flame or old love of some kind or old expectations. You might have to get to the place where you're in so much divine surrender that you say, you know what, God, if my divine counterpart is ready for me and is waiting to adore me, of course you're not going to want a toothless beggar on the street. You have expectations, and yet if the divine brings you that precious divine counterpart, you're going to appreciate it and be ready. So this teleclass I'm having will be 2.5 to 3 hours long. It's not free, but it's very low cost. It's going to give you the foundations of everything you need, the metaphysical techniques, and then if you feel like you'd like for me to hold your hand and participate in my program, ongoing program, we'll talk about that at the end of the teleclass. But for now, there's a link here. Sign up or register, and I'll let you know where when the teleclass is. I'm probably going to be holding these every couple of months. Also, leave me your comments. Do you feel anything that I'm saying? Is it resonating with you? Are you ready to move past that pain and to attract that someone who wants to help you in your life's journey, loves you just like you are? So what? You're a little overweight. Now, if you join my program, I will talk about some grooming tips, makeup tips, how to paint the barn, honey. And if you're a guy, I'll talk about some things that women like. However, for now, leave me some comments here. And if you're interested in attracting your divine counterpart, click the link that you see and register so that I can let you know. And by the way, if you're still holding the flame for your divine counterpart and you want to keep waiting and you feel like it's your job to just wait and hold space, then God bless you. And I hope that you do get together. This is Rebecca Marina Messenger, and I'd love to have you on that call so that I can assist you personally. And by the way, it'll be a teleconference. I have free calling. You can call in from anywhere in the world, doesn't matter where you live. God bless you, and I can't wait to see the joy in your eyes when you attract your divine counterpart. God bless.